Hey, welcome on board. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, still sanding. Sanding takes a long time. If you're going to do it right and have a good smooth surface to repaint over. Admittedly, I should have thought about this before I even started the project. But this being a 50-year-old boat, I didn't even think about lead in the paint. Stupid. I should have thought about it before. So, what I have here today is a lead test. 3M lead test swab that I picked up from Home Depot. So I'm going to go ahead and test the lead content of the paint, and we'll see if I need to be more careful with this than I've been. I mean, I've been using a respirator, goggles of course, but sanding the paint, it stirs it up, and there's dust. I mean, even when you vacuum, there's dust still, a light coating of it over all the surfaces here. You know, I don't want to bring it home on the clothes I've been wearing when I wash them. I have children, or even just for my own personal health. So I'm not sure what kind of exposure is hazardous, but better to be safe than sorry. Why even take the risk? So we're going to find out right now. Okay, so according to the directions here, oh, it gave me 2 of them. Good. All right, you're supposed to crush at the crush points, which are, there's crush A and crush B. I don't know if you can see this. Bring it to the camera. All right, so there's a crush point here and another one here. So crush, and then shake for about 30 seconds. It's a lot of Mississippis. Ooh, okay, yellow liquid, there it is. All right. All right, you're supposed to rub it on the test area for 30 seconds. All right, so bring you with me here, and let's rub it on the test area. I haven't sanded any of this yet, so this should be good. For 30 seconds. All right, 30 seconds, and going to the directions here. Red or pink? Then there's lead present. It's red or pink. I don't know about you, but that looks yellow to me. So I feel a little bit better about that. I guess the red or the pink would be pretty unmistakable. I'm just going to do a little bit more here for another 30 seconds, just to make sure. Okay. Okay, I think that's a good sign. No lead. But don't be a doofus like me. If you've got an older boat, you know, before the mid-70s, check it for lead. Okay, so I can sand with a little bit more, a little more peace of mind, I suppose. Until next time, thanks. Hello, welcome aboard. Okay, I've spent the last several days sanding and I'm still not finished. So, I'm going to cheat today. I'm going to go with some paint stripper. And this is stuff I just found at Home Depot. They do sell some stripper that is strictly for marine paints. It's supposed to remove up to 10 layers. This does 7. Based on what I've been sanding off, I see a top layer of paint, a layer of primer, and then glass. So this should do the trick. I only bought a $9 quart of it in case it doesn't, so I'm not out for $45 if I go ahead and buy the gallon. But we'll see how it does. Getting a lot of criticism from friends and family members saying, you know, why just paint over the old stuff? And the problem is I don't like the texture. I want it to be smooth, and let me show you here what we've got here. You see how that is just kind of lumpy? And yeah, I don't like that. So I'm trying to smooth that out. And yesterday I pretty much did the ceiling of the main cabin here, and you can see, you know, I did get down to the fiberglass a couple of times, so I've got some Bondo that I'm going to be using to fill that in and smooth that out. But it's, you know, with the exception of some beveling, it is a nice smooth surface. So that's what I want. I still have to do the sides of the main cabin here. Of course, this I guess this would be the saloon area, the settee. I did this before, this quarter berth, but I wasn't able to get the surface smooth, get that texture down. So we're doing more of that today, and I still have pretty much the majority and lion's share of the V-berth. I did do the ceiling, but I need to get this done so I can start on the engine and other projects. So up until now, I've been dealing with things that really don't require a set of marine skills per se, and I will be getting to some of the more, what's the word I'm looking for, complicated, or I just suppose chores that are outside of my skill set. Well, who am I kidding? This is outside of my skill set too. I guess if the paint stripper works, I could have just used that to begin with and saved myself maybe $100, $150 on sandpaper, a grinder, and a lot of time. But that's why I'm videotaping this, so I can show you what works and what hasn't worked for me, and maybe that'll help you save some time and money. So we'll see how that works, and when I'm done, I'll be proceeding to getting the engine tuned up and ready to go. Starting with just the basics. First checking the spark plugs, make sure they're not corroded and that they do give a spark. Oil change, transmission fluid, make sure that's topped off, and beyond that, see, I've exhausted my knowledge set, so I've got some homework to do. Stay tuned. Okay, I've finished with the paint remover in the V-berth. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so it goes on green, and it's supposed to change color to a light green or gray, I think is what it said on the side of the instructions there. Now this is supposed to cover 50 square feet, and it said to put it on liberally, so I really don't know if this is going on too thick or too thin. Better to be too thick, because if it's too thin, then the paint comes off more difficult. So what I have to do now is wait between 4 and 24 hours and see what happens. Okay, so far I think the paint remover was the way to go. It starts to work right away. Let me show you what it looks like when it starts to react. I think the time that is indicated on the directions is conservative in terms of how long it's supposed to take for it to start working. It says 4 to 24 hours on the can, but I think that's for several layers of paint. There's only one layer here and some primer. So this is what it looks like when it starts to bead up. And I scraped a little bit up there, and it started coming right off. So this was definitely the way to do it. Okay, I've used a quart so far. So I'm going to go back to Home Depot, get another quart, and it should take me through the end of the project. This was put on just a few minutes ago. It's direct sunlight, and it's already starting to beat up here. So impressed so far. All right, stay tuned.